Okay, don't get trapped in other people's expectations, especially when you're over 50. Because here's what happens all of a sudden, your life opens up in this blossoming way. And if you don't have things going on, other people start filling your life with their things that they want you to do. So I have noticed this because I had a conversation with a person that was a colleague in my photography business years ago, and now she's retired. I ran into her, and she was saying how now this is controversial because I'm not. Well, let me just tell you what happened. Here's the thing. You get caught in people's expectations about what you're supposed to do at this special time in your life that's represents freedom and wonder and exploration. And you can get caught because grandchildren need watching. Um, Things are asked of you that you used to do that you might not want to do anymore because now you're going back to college, traveling the world, or starting a business. And so here's what I got to say about this because this is the controversial part. It's great if you want to do that, if you want to have your days filled with taking care of grandchildren, like my friend who I ran into, who I was inviting to the Italy retreat, and she wants to come. And she's mentioned it many times that she wants to come, but she said she's babysitting grandchildren of both hers and her husband's, and they were there. And I said, you need to let her go for a week because I wanted her to come. And so here's what can happen these expectations are heaped upon you, and then you don't get to travel the world, go where you want. Now, if you want to be a full-time caregiver, um, my parents have passed on, and even a sister has passed away, older sister, and it is difficult to balance everything. And I have a grown-up son. Balance it with work and traveling and things I want to do. However, this is the last stage of your life. You might live 30, 40, 20, one day more. So do you want to see Rome and Paris? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want to start a business? Women, I think, especially get more powerful as we age. And I don't want you to, oopsie. I don't want you to miss out on something you want to do that's close to your heart because of expectations and the trap of saying you'll do something once and then all of a sudden you're doing it every day. So that's the controversy. You have to be willing to say no to other people because you want to do things like travel or learn something new, go back to college, start a business, work on a project, write a book. I mean, all of these things take time and energy. And so if you're trapped into doing what other people expect you to do, you won't have time to do those things. So when people go, oh, you're so lucky to travel, it's like, I'm not lucky. I've made it a priority to do it. I've said no to other things, a lot of other things I've said no to travel to 34 countries and continue to be creative with my photography, writing, and teaching. And that's what it takes. It's not anything to do with luck. I earn an income here in California, a percentage of it a smaller percentage comes from things I can do online, but it's growing in that area because I have different income streams. But the main one is photography services, and that's what I do here in Silicon Valley. Well, I'm up here in the mountains. And a getaway trip to go to Shasta Abbey and do some wonderful travel along the coast and in the mountains. So saying no can be, talk about courage. It takes some practice. And then once you do that for yourself and it feels good, like the first time I went to Europe, a family member was saying, "Oh, you should come back and see us instead." And I'd never been to Europe, and she had been to Europe. So it's like, I want that experience to go to Europe, and I have a certain amount of money. This was like 25 years ago, and I want to do it. So, you know, you have the choice whether, a lot of times it's not money. See, this is what I'm finding after doing the solo travel workshops in the San Mateo libraries, paid workshops, and most of them were solo travel. So a lot of people would come and they would want to learn about doing it and then implement doing it. But when I asked people if they were going to do it, most people said they weren't. They just wanted to find out the information. And I think, see, people are curious about it, but implementation is the key. So that means you have to say no to other things and maybe disappoint some people. But this is a special time in your life. You're probably not raising little kids, and be careful how much babysitting you're going to do, because all of a sudden, you know, I read these, it happened to my own parents. They ended up babysitting for my sister a lot, and they weren't always thrilled about it. And I don't blame them. They had 5 children. It's like, let them relax. That's not easy. So think carefully. Actually, don't think so much. If it feels like a no, just say no, because it's easy to get trapped into people's expectations of what you should be doing with your so-called free time. So if this resonates with you, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. And let me know in the comments what you have been possibly trapped into or you avoided, and how you handle people's expectations and how they might want to get you to do some things that you don't want to do because you're busy doing other things and living your own life. So see you in the next video.